Is this a hot take or what? Chad Gray, the singer of the band Mudvayne, says all music sounds the same nowadays. It doesn't sound any different. Hey, what up, everybody? It's your boy Trevor, back with another rock and metal news video. When it comes to modern music, Chad Gray of the band Mudvayne feels there's a lack of individuality and that bands sound the same. It's a wild take when he was talking to the Underground Australia that Chad Gray expressed this statement of basically music nowadays is pretty boring. It all sounds the same. There's no originality. Do you guys in the comments agree with Chad? I kind of do if you think about it. A lot of the metalcore bands are doing very harsh breakdowns, very harsh riffage, but they have very, very similar, like, pop-oriented vocals. During the interview, Chad is asked what he thinks of the resurrection of the 90s and 2000 music appearing in modern music. Over the past few years, bands like Code Orange have been reinventing nu metal, not only wearing elements of the genre in their materials, in their persona, but how they actually are kind of bringing that nu metal sound back. And it's for a lot of young people, it's new, it's fresh, it's exciting, like Bad Omens, Sleep Token, bands like that. I could say bands like Wage War, maybe. They all are doing something similar. It's that nu metal tone that they're bringing back to modern day music. And as a kid growing up in the early 2000s, I can hear a lot of those elements that Chad is talking about. However, while some people are on board with the nu metal revival, Chad Gray doesn't appear to be excited about it. Speaking about it, his issue with modern music, Mudvayne's frontman shares the following statement due on Blabbermouth. He says, "Dude, maybe I shouldn't say this, but I don't give a fuck because I'm me and I've got to say what I've got to say. Music now to me." It says, "Music now to me, God bless them, new bands, but they all sound the same. All new music reminds me of the same fucking thing. There's nothing separating it, one band from another. It's like one band kind of does something, 100 bands follow that band, then another does the same thing. When 100 bands follow that, it just sounds the same." And he's not wrong that it all sounds the same. There's nothing distinguishing this band from another band. Is that a bad thing, or is that actually a good thing that some bands are following that genre? Because you got to think about it. When Korn first came out, no band sounded like that. Then you have Deftones that came out like that. You had Devil Driver that sounds similar to that. But again, he's not wrong that a lot of bands do sound the same and there's no individuality. Like the new rap music, that mumble rap, it all sounds the same. Chad goes on to say, "I was on Ozfest 2001. You had bands like Slipknot, Marilyn Manson, Papa Roach, Disturbed, my band Mudvayne, Drowning Pool, every effing band. Every band I just named, none of them sounded the same. None of them, and I think that's why it was so special at that time in music, because everyone was bringing what they were bringing to the table. You had System of a Down and like a ton of bands, and man, all very original and all doing their own thing. We were a part of that. We were more progressive than a lot of our compadres from that era. So we were doing our own thing, just a lot of really good effing music, a lot of really digging into what they were doing. Nobody was effing following nobody. And he's not wrong. Slipknot doesn't sound anything like Mudvayne, but they were compared as a band. Papa Roach and Drowning Pool are very different. And he's not wrong that in the early 2000s and late 90s, a lot of bands were coming out, kicking ass, playing their ass off, but it was very unique music, very different. Nowadays, it's all the same. No uniqueness. You don't have any Panteras, no Metallicas, no Black Sabbath. Nobody turning the music industry on their head. The only one I could say that's turning their music on their head is Sleep Token. They're different. They're bringing pop elements into the genre of metal. Some people either love that band or some people just hate that band. But for me, I think they're very unique, very different, and bringing a new flair to the rock genre. What bands do when they look at this new band, everybody follows that. The new band is not even influenced, really, because they're currently influenced by older bands that came out in 2001, with Mudvayne's debut album LD50. My influences were the 1980s and 1981 to 1983, like 20 years ago, almost to the T. Me and my bandmates dropped our first album. The people that inspired me was James Hetfield and Philip Anselmo with his amazing screams. Do I think Chad sounds anything like that? Mudvayne sounds anything like their influences? No. But I can see a lot of people looking at Bring Me the Horizon or something like that and thinking that's a sound. Just like the last time I really heard a band really be unique was when Five Finger Death Punch came out. And they were very unique and very different because that sound was very fresh. It had a heavy edge to it, but it kind of reminded me something similar to like Disturbed, but they're doing their own thing. Not many bands sound like them, but like I said, Bring Me the Horizon with like pop elements and heavy riffs. That is what a lot of bands are doing. So let me know what you guys think of this in the comment section below. Is Chad right, Chad wrong, or is it just we don't have anything in the metal and rock genre that is so impressive that it's carrying the torch? Maybe Greta Van Fleet is carrying the torch, but right now most of the music does sound the same. It's your boy Trevor, back with another one.